Allegations of snooping using the Pegasus software are about fundamental rights and could have a chilling effect, the Supreme Court said today, setting up an inquiry panel headed by a retired judge. Retired Supreme Court Justice R.V. Ravindran will head the committee and an IPS officer will assist him, along with the officials from the National Forensic University. The committee's report has to be handed in to the court by the next hearing 2 months later. We issued notice to the government. We gave ample opportunity to the government to give details of all actions taken by it. But despite repeated chances, they gave limited affidavit that does not give any clarity. If they had clarified, they would have reduced the burden on us. But that does not mean state gets a free pass every time national security is raised, the Supreme Court said. The court will not encroach upon national security, but that does not make the court a mute spectator. The nature of the allegations is about fundamental rights being violated. This could have a chilling effect. There are also allegations of foreign agencies being involved, the court said. A lockdown has been imposed in Sonarpur municipality area in South 24 Parganas district of Bengal for the 3 days amid a rise in COVID-19 cases. Sonarpur is about 20 kilometers from the capital Kolkata. Only emergency services will be allowed to function during this period. There are 19 containment zones in the Sonarpur area so far. The Indian Council of Medical Research has written a letter to the Bengal government expressing concern over the spike in COVID-19 cases in the state following Durga Puja festivities. In the letter, the ICMR has mentioned that since Durga Puja, COVID-19 cases have increased by around 25% in Kolkata. In the last 24 hours, 248 cases and 6 deaths have been reported in Kolkata only. On Monday, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee said that the new cases of COVID-19 in the state were mostly among those who have been fully vaccinated. The centre has asked the West Bengal government to immediately review COVID cases and deaths and stress the importance of ensuring COVID-safe festivities. 2 of the 20 accused in Mumbai's drugs on cruise case, Manish Rajgaria and Aveen Sahu, got bail from the special court hearing the case on Tuesday. The bail plea of Bollywood actor Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan is pending before the Bombay High Court, which adjourned the hearing on it. The hearing will continue today. Manish Rajgaria, accused number 11 in the case, was arrested in possession of 2.4 grams of ganja. He was released with a bond amount of 50,000 rupees. Aveen Sahu was accused of consuming contraband twice. They were arrested as the cruise ship returned to Mumbai. Unlike the case of Aryan Khan, there was no WhatsApp or iMessage chats in the case of Manish Rajgaria, his lawyer argued. His lawyer, Ajay Dubey, had also argued that there was no progress in the investigation against him. The detailed order in the matter is now awaited. The World Health Organization on Tuesday said that additional clarifications are needed from Bharat Biotech regarding its COVID-19 vaccine Covaxin for a final risk-benefit assessment before recommending the vaccine for emergency use. The Technical Advisory Group for Emergency Use Listing is an independent advisory group that provides recommendation to WHO on whether a COVID-19 vaccine can be listed for emergency use under the EUL procedure, the WHO said in an email response to PTI. The TAG met today, that is October 26, 2021, and decided that additional clarifications from the manufacturer are needed to conduct a final EUL risk-benefit assessment for global use of the vaccine. The WHO said it expects to receive these clarifications from Bharat Biotech by the end of this week. Terror outfit United Liberation Front has threatened those who lodged a complaint against medical students in Srinagar for celebrating the Pakistan cricket team's win against India in Sunday's T20 World Cup match. The ULF said they were aware of who filed the police complaint and told them to apologize within 48 hours or face consequences. We are having full input on who is behind these FIRs. The non-local employees and students are warned not to indulge in such activities, the militant group said in a statement. The ULF had also claimed responsibility for the attacks on migrant workers in South Kashmir's Anantnag earlier this month. Videos of celebrations at many places in the valley went viral on social media after Pakistan secured a 10-wicket victory over India in the match. Firecrackers were also burst. The Jammu and Kashmir Police has registered 2 cases against medical students under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act for celebrating Pakistan's victory over India. The cases have been registered against students in hostels at Srinagar's Government Medical College in Karan Nagar and SKIMS Saura. 6 people were also detained in Samba district.